The world of boxing is a relentless crucible where dreams are forged and shattered with every punch. It's a sport that thrives on heart, resilience, and the unyielding pursuit of greatness, no matter the odds. Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford, two titans of the welterweight division, have embodied this spirit, their paths intertwined in a narrative of triumph, defeat, and redemption. As the boxing world buzzes with anticipation for a potential rematch between these two, alongside Crawford's audacious move to challenge Canelo Álvarez at super middleweight, the story of their rivalry and ambitions offers a compelling lens into the soul of the sport. On July 29, 2023, inside the electrified atmosphere of the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Terence Crawford delivered a masterclass that etched his name into boxing lore. Facing Errol Spence Jr., a fellow unbeaten champion, Crawford dismantled his opponent with surgical precision, becoming the first male boxer to claim undisputed titles in two weight classes. The fight was a coronation for Crawford, who entered with a record of 40-0 and left as the undisputed welterweight king, holding the WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO belts. For Spence, the night was a humbling fall, his first professional loss, a lopsided defeat that saw him hit the canvas 3 times before the referee waved off the fight in the 9th round. The aftermath of that historic clash has been anything but quiet. Spence, a proud Texan who had long proclaimed himself the big fish of the 147-pound division, was left to pick up the pieces of a shattered aura. Yet, in the face of adversity, his response has been one of defiance and determination. "You win or you lose, but you keep moving forward," he said, echoing the mantra of countless fighters before him. Boxing is a sport where setbacks are inevitable, but it's the ability to rise again that defines a champion. Spence's camp has made it clear he's not ready to hang up the gloves. Instead, he's eyeing a rematch with Crawford, a chance to rewrite the narrative and reclaim his place among the elite. The road to a potential second fight has been fraught with complexity. Spence had a 30-day window to exercise his contractual right to an immediate rematch, but negotiations have been slow to materialize. Crawford, now the one calling the shots, can dictate the terms, including the weight class. Spence has been vocal about his struggles with the welterweight limit, admitting that cutting down to 147 pounds takes a toll on his body. "That was my last fight at welterweight," he told reporters, hinting at a preference for a catchweight bout if the rematch comes to fruition. For Crawford, the rematch represents an opportunity to solidify his dominance, but his ambitions extend far beyond Spence. Crawford's sights are set on a monumental challenge, a showdown with Canelo Álvarez, the undisputed super middleweight champion and one of boxing's biggest stars. The audacity of this move cannot be overstated. Crawford, who has never fought above 154 pounds, is preparing to leap 2 weight classes to face a man who has ruled the 168-pound division with an iron fist. Canelo, with a record of February 2, 61, has won titles in 4 weight classes and is coming off a string of dominant performances. The Mexican superstar has long dismissed the idea of fighting Crawford, citing the weight discrepancy as a deal-breaker. "He's too small," Canelo has said, a sentiment that only fuels Crawford's fire. Yet, the boxing world thrives on the improbable. Crawford's relentless pursuit of greatness has led him to defy expectations time and again. His journey from Omaha, Nebraska, to the pinnacle of the sport is a testament to his unbreakable will. After conquering the welterweight division, he moved up to 154 pounds and claimed the WBA super welterweight title, further cementing his status as a pound-for-pound great. Now, at 37 years old, he's chasing a legacy-defining fight that could place him among the all-time greats like Muhammad Ali, whom Canelo himself has called the best ever. The build-up to a potential Crawford-Canelo clash has been marked by mind games and subtle jabs. Crawford recently took to Instagram, posting a video from a fishing trip in Texas with his friend Jazz Prince. In it, he quipped about catching the biggest fish in Texas, a not-so-veiled dig at Spence, who hails from the Lone Star State and once dubbed himself the division's top dog. The jab didn't go unnoticed, with outlets like Fight Hype reposting the clip under the headline, "Terence Crawford sends Canelo new Spence message." For Crawford, the fishing metaphor extends beyond Spence. It's a warning to Canelo that even the biggest fish can be reeled in. Spence, meanwhile, has found himself in an unexpected alliance with Canelo. The two have been spotted training together, a move that raised eyebrows given Crawford's looming presence as a common opponent. For Spence, the sessions with Canelo offer a chance to sharpen his skills and absorb the wisdom of a 4-division champion. For Canelo, it's an opportunity to gauge the mindset of a fighter who's faced Crawford's wrath firsthand. The dynamic is fascinating. Spence, still stinging from his loss, is preparing for a possible rematch while simultaneously aiding Canelo, who may soon step into the ring with the man who humbled him. The respect between Spence and Crawford, despite their rivalry, is palpable. Spence has publicly backed Crawford's bid to upset Canelo, a surprising stance given their history. "If anybody can pull it off, he can," Spence told Fight Hub TV, acknowledging Crawford's relentless pursuit of greatness. He drew parallels between Crawford's ambitions and Canelo's own career, noting that the Mexican star started at welterweight before climbing to light heavyweight to face the likes of Sergey Kovalev and Dmitry Bivol. "If Canelo can do it, why can't Bud?" Spence asked, a rhetorical question that underscores his belief in Crawford's potential. Yet, Crawford's recent comments about Spence's legacy have stirred controversy. In a conversation with MMA stars Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo, Crawford questioned whether Spence belongs in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. "Right now, no," he said, pointing to Spence's resume, which includes wins over a compromised Kell Brook and a faded Sean Porter but lacks the multi-division dominance Crawford has achieved. The remark sparked backlash, with analysts like Showbiz, The Dawn, accusing Crawford of undermining his own accomplishments by downplaying shared opponents. "He's cutting down his own resume," Showbiz argued, noting that Brook was arguably in worse shape when Crawford fought him years later. The debate over Spence's Hall of Fame credentials is a microcosm of boxing's unforgiving nature. With a record of 28-1, his lone loss came against a generational talent in Crawford. His victories over Brook, Porter, and Danny Garcia showcase a fighter who was once among the best at 147 pounds. But in a sport that measures greatness by titles and longevity, a single defeat can cast a long shadow. Spence's setbacks, including a career-threatening car accident in 2019, add context to his journey, yet they don't erase his contributions to the sport. Crawford, too, is navigating the weight of expectation. His 41-0 record is a testament to his brilliance, but the Canelo fight represents uncharted territory. At 168 pounds, he'll face a naturally bigger man with devastating power and ring savvy. Canelo's team has been dismissive, with the champion himself insisting that Crawford's size makes the fight a mismatch. But Crawford thrives as the underdog, a role he's embraced since childhood. "My whole life, people been doubting me," he said, brushing off Canelo's skepticism. At 5'8", he's the same height as Canelo, though the Mexican carries more mass and experience at the weight. The stakes for Crawford couldn't be higher. A victory over Canelo would cement his legacy as one of boxing's all-time greats, a feat that could rival the exploits of Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao. The fight, tentatively slated for September 2025, is being billed as a clash of eras. Crawford, the relentless technician from the modern game, against Canelo, the battle-hardened veteran of the Mayweather HBO era. "This is the last of the Mohicans," Crawford said, framing the bout as a rare meeting of two pound-for-pound elites in their prime. For Spence, the path forward is less certain but no less compelling. A rematch with Crawford at a catchweight could serve as a tune-up for both fighters, though it carries different weight for each. For Crawford, it's a chance to prove his dominance wasn't a fluke. For Spence, it's an opportunity to silence doubters and reclaim his pride. Beyond that, Spence has expressed interest in moving up to 154 or even 160 pounds, where bigger fights and paydays await. His resilience in the face of defeat mirrors the ethos of boxing itself: never give up, keep pushing forward. The interplay between these three fighters, Crawford, Spence, and Canelo, captures the essence of the sport's drama. It's a story of ambition, rivalry, and redemption, played out on a stage where every punch carries the weight of legacy. Crawford's pursuit of Canelo is a bold gambit, one that could redefine his career or expose the limits of his greatness. Spence's quest for redemption is a reminder that even in defeat, a fighter's heart beats strong. And Canelo, the reigning king, stands as the ultimate test, a mountain both men aim to climb. As the boxing world awaits the next chapter, the chatter on platforms like X reflects a mix of excitement and skepticism. Fans debate whether Crawford can defy the odds, whether Spence can reclaim his throne, and whether Canelo's reign will endure. The sport thrives on these questions, on the uncertainty that keeps fans glued to their screens and filling arenas. For now, Crawford trains, Spence rebuilds, and Canelo looms large, each man carving his path in a sport that demands everything and forgives nothing. In the end, boxing is about more than wins and losses. It's about the stories that unfold in the ring and beyond. Crawford's fishing trip taunts, Spence's quiet resolve, and Canelo's dismissive smirks are all part of the tapestry. They remind us why we watch, why we care, and why the sweet science remains a timeless pursuit. Whether it's a rematch in Las Vegas or a mega fight in September, the stage is set for moments that will echo through the annals of boxing history.